Hi everyone, it's Ben Nowak. In this video, we're going to be focusing on remelting soft plastics, which in my opinion is one of the coolest parts of having your own soft bait molds, because you can take store-bought plastics, melt them back down, and turn them into new baits. The first thing to note is matching light colors, especially if you're going with really natural colors like your green pumpkins. You're going to want to keep your green pumpkin colors with green pumpkins. You don't want to mix these fluorescents and pinks with your natural style colors, because they're going to create a very unique, very different color. So keep light colors with light colors. Another thing to note is that pretty much everything that you shoot is recyclable. There is nothing that has to go to waste, from baits that didn't turn out perfect to the sprues and runners and the gates that are coming off of your plastics. You can cut them up and remelt them. Even store-bought baits that have basically been torn up and you caught so many fish, you can take these, cut them down, and remelt them and turn them back into new baits. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So when you're going to remelt plastic or remelt old baits, you want to cut them up into small pieces. And the smaller the pieces that you cut them up into now, the less time that it's going to take to remelt this into molten plastic. Now I'm cutting up a puck, which is basically leftover soft plastic from an old melt that we did from the bottom of our measuring cup. And again, the smaller the piece, the faster that it's going to remelt. Now when you reheat these, it doesn't have to reach 350 degrees. All this needs to do is reach molten state so you can inject it back into your mold, but it doesn't have to hit that magic 350 number. All you have to do when you're remelting is make it a liquid plastic that's injectable again. So right now we have about 4 to 6 ounces of plastic, and you're gonna need to add Plastisol stabilizer. When you buy those big jugs of the Crystal Clear or Essential series, the stabilizer is built in, but as you reheat it, as you pour your baits, it burns off. So you need to add this back into your plastics. You typically are gonna wanna add about 2 drops for every 1 ounce. So because we have 4 or 6 ounces, we're gonna add about 8 to 12 drops into this plastic. And again, it's important to count. If you can't count over 5, just count 5 multiple times. That's so dumb. Like I mentioned, this doesn't have to get back to that 350 degree mark when you put it back in your microwave. All you're trying to do is turn this into molten plastic so you can shoot it back into your soft plastic mold. So as you guys can tell, pretty much everything is melted, and we're ready to draw this in and shoot it into that mold. I'm gonna hold pressure on this when I shoot it back into the mold. That's gonna allow that plastic to sort of stabilize and harden there. Then I'm just gonna top off the injection port, because when it does draw down, you wanna make sure that there's plastic in there so you don't end up with air bubbles in your bait. I hope the bait is. So this is our final product, and as you can see, we went from scraps to a finished, ready to use bait. And we're gonna save this runner to melt down later. But we turn this into this.